How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. There's a new country getting into Bitcoin. They're already putting money aside to start getting their hands on some more Bitcoin. I want to talk about that, talk about why the demand is huge. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you can see future videos just like this one. I don't know if this is going up Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, if you celebrate the holidays, but wherever you are, I hope you're having a great time. While you're down there, hit subscribe. You can check out the link to Marx, where you can long and short different cryptocurrencies. There's no KYC, there's no VPN that's needed. It's a boutique exchange, so they have really good customer service, and you can use different kinds of collateral to trade different assets. If you already have an account there, you can have other people trade. You can go over to referral, and you can give someone your code, and then you can make 40% of whatever they trade. Now, cryptocurrency, it's been a little bit quiet, at least Bitcoin, over the last couple days. Heading into the holidays, I wasn't surprised. But what's not quiet is the amount of news. The amount of news continues to come out for Bitcoin, for cryptocurrency, and we just got another big piece of news. Now, keep in mind, we do know that some countries have already been pro-Bitcoin. They've already talked about crypto. Some of them are buying, like El Salvador. We've been talking recently about Bhutan, who is mining Bitcoin. They say here that they have 21.3 exahash, and they have 30,000 miners just in a new facility there. We also know Nigeria, just yesterday, I believe it was, I was covering this. Nigerian central bank lifts a ban on crypto trading. So they're getting more into crypto, and Nigerians in general really like crypto. There's a lot of growth there too. I've had a couple people post underneath that video, hey, I'm in Nigeria right now. I really appreciate you covering this because this is big news. We also know Argentina just said a few days ago as well that contracts can be settled in Bitcoin. I mean, think about that. Whether it's between citizens or between countries, that is big news. We know that the US has also been holding Bitcoin. They hold about 1.06% of the circulating supply. And to be clear, I believe people were talking about how they were going to sell this year. Like they stated that they're going to sell. I haven't heard anything about that. So whether that was just a piece of FUD or whether it was real, and now they just haven't been wanting to sell because they know that they should hold some Bitcoin, I'm not sure. Maybe they'll sell in the last week of the year. Maybe that's that black swan event that everyone has been calling for. But at this point, they're holding a significant amount of Bitcoin, more than MicroStrategy. But what we just heard is Russian supplier of Bitcoin mining solutions, BitCluster, is building a 120 megawatt data center in Ethiopia. Russia Today reports. Some people are saying that this is the government. I think in countries like this, and I'm not Russian, I don't understand it as much as some other people, but I think this seems like one of those things where it's probably approved by the government. They're probably getting a piece in some way. Maybe they're the ones setting it up. But I had never even heard about, I didn't know that BitCluster was in Russia in the first place, but it is interesting that they're going to Ethiopia. It sounds like maybe there's some cheap energy there, or maybe they're using solar or something. I'm not exactly sure the connection between Russia and Ethiopia, but a lot of people are saying that this is actually the Russian government getting into Bitcoin. Now, at this point, I'm not really sure. I don't know if they'd even say if they were getting into Bitcoin. I'm assuming they already have a nice little stockpile. Like China, they've been kind of back and forth on crypto. It's one of those things where they want to make tax revenue from it, but it also kind of undermines their own currency. So I'm not sure exactly where they're going with this, but it seems like they're probably trying to get a strategic stockpile. I've talked about this before with a lot of people, that there are individuals that look at the day-to-day for Bitcoin and they wonder if tomorrow's a better time to buy or next week or next month, but they forget that any kind of dip is probably going to be bought up by large institutions, by countries that want control. They want control over Bitcoin. They want to buy Bitcoin. They have trillions or billions of dollars. They don't really care when they buy. They just need to get some allocation soon. Keep that in mind. We also know that some of those entities include large pension funds, retirement account companies. We have a lot of institutions that are trying to buy. The SEC told spot Bitcoin ETF applicants to submit final changes by the end of the week, according to Reuters. So it sounds like this is going to get approved. Sounds like there's a mad rush for countries to get into Bitcoin. Like a lot of them have announced news like this in the last week. everything's kind of culminating to the beginning of the new year, something explosive happening with the ETFs, with all these countries buying in. Now, of course, we don't know the price action. We don't know what's going to happen in terms of price action necessarily, but we can make an educated decision on the long term of cryptocurrency. So if you want to be investing in crypto, you can hit subscribe so you can see future videos on this channel. I'll keep on talking about how Bitcoin's rare, how it's hard to get your hands on it. There was something interesting I wanted to show you as well. This is coming from Willie Wu, who is an analyst, and he says it's the eve before the spot Bitcoin ETF. Now, he's not talking about literally the day before, but he's talking about it's like a week before, 2 weeks before. The day is coming fast when Bitcoin becomes a mainstream bucket for wealth allocation. When this day comes, the top 1% most wealthy will hold about 0.87 BTC. That's how little of it there is to go around. This assumes 5% allocation. I'm not even sure if there's that much Bitcoin to go around. This is assuming, based on, I believe this is how he did it. He basically took the wealthiest individuals and then put 5% of their allocation in Bitcoin. The fact is, there's just not enough to go around. I mean, there's 2 million Bitcoin left on exchanges. And let's just look at millionaires. There are more than you might expect. There are about 60 million millionaires and more growing all the time, especially when the market goes up. 60 million millionaires, there's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin. So even if there's none lost, even if no one held and it was just distributed to every single millionaire out there, they would have less than a third of a Bitcoin. So the fact is there's just not enough to go around. And there are $4 or $5 million or 4 or 5 million Bitcoin that are lost. We also know there's some entities that just never plan on selling it, like MicroStrategy. They just continue to buy more no matter what the price is. Like I just said, countries are going to be buying more. So if you have not bought any Bitcoin yet, I don't know what else you need to see. Of course, we could always fall down. As I said, I always think it's smart to have some cash in case there's some black swan event or in case there's some other opportunity. But right now, there's not much Bitcoin to go around. I think that 0.87 BTC is too high. But, I guess maybe he's talking about even the wealthier individuals and millionaires, even more net worth than that. Let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video. I think that when this supply shock happens, especially because there's going to be less selling pressure after the Bitcoin halving that happens in just a few months, when this new demand comes in and can buy up Bitcoin, the price is going to go parabolic. Let me know your thoughts though. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Check out the links underneath the video to Margex in case you want to trade cryptocurrency. And again, there's no KYC, there's no VPN, there's a deposit bonus to cover some of your fees. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.